Okay, sorry about that. Part two to this. My dad came in. I didn't want to be interrupted. So we just got past the part where I just skipped something and we just figured it out. So we talked about this. We talked about this. There's a clip that's it's gonna, when you take the door panel off, it's gonna be like, what? Why is it not coming off? There's another wire. These control your fuel door and the trunk, which is weird because it's on the door panel now instead of being on the dash because mine's a 94. So anyways, and then you got your computer box here. So that comes off with 3 screws. So 3 screws and a clip. So when you want to take it, it's going to hang on this way. Pull the clip off, bam. So you got that off. Let that hang down there. Okay, now we're done with the wiring for the door panel itself. Now it's throw it in the back seat. When you have your regulator in here, before you take it out, there's going to be these evil things called rivets. What happens is, in order to remove them, they're right here. You see right here? There's a hole. There's like a little, it's almost like a pin around a circle. You got to take like a piece of nail or anything like this. They sell a thing called a punch. Put it right in here, right there, and you hit it. Hit it with a hammer to punch it out. I don't know if I have one in here in my magical toolkit to show you, in case you don't know what a rivet is. Okay, here's a rivet right here. So the rivet gun, basically, you put this in right here in the hole, and the rivet gun goes over this long stick, and it compresses it, and there's wings on the back, kind of like those, like you put in your wall when you want to hang something up without a nail, and it wings it on the back of the metal so it stays in place. And then it cuts this right here. So in the middle, you're basically hitting out the middle here. So when you hit the middle out, you're getting room so you can put a drill bit in there to drill through. So you put your drill bit through that hole you made in the middle and just drill all the way through until basically the whole thing falls apart and comes off. Like this. You see all the metal shavings? Or where's a good example with my drill? Yeah, look at that. See? That's how I got my rivets off. I just kept on going. The bigger the drill bit, the better. Just get them off. Now, when I go to replace these, I'm going to use a nut and a bolt so I don't have to go through this again in case shit happens. Oh no. Who are you going to call? I'm just kidding. So you're going to put that. So if it happens again, all you got to do is a nut and a bolt and you're good to go. Okay, so on the window regulator itself, right here is the motor. It's got a thing here for your power. So you got a male and a female end right here. So if you want to get it off, you can unclip it right there, which will come in handy later when we get to that step. So you're gonna have, when you have this regulator in, you see the red on the top? That should tell you at the top. The 2 bolts on the top and the red right there, that means, hey, I'm top. This right here, I'm bottom. So bottom goes to the bottom, top goes up here. And you can see right here how it's gonna fit. So it goes in like this, goes in like that. So these holes here hold the rivets. There's 2 of them. Dos. Do what I just said. Drill them out. Punch them, drill them out. Punch and drill. They're gone. Bam. Now, once that's done, cool. Then, actually, then the window attaches to something. You see this here? This is what the window attaches to. Right there's that. There's the window. That goes through the top of the door here. It goes down through there and it connects to this. You're gonna have 2 rivets here. 2 mean rivets. Those are gonna be the ones that you're gonna have a fight to get to. So what I did is I brought the door halfway down right here to get one side. You got this big hole here. Like I said, punch and drill. Same thing on the other side. Right here, you're like, what is this wire? Well, I know what that is. Do you know what that goes to? That goes to this. So, here's your door handle. Okay, your door handle is held in. See the screw, the hole right there? It's kind of self-explanatory. So it's going to go in like that. On the back, you see this little hole right here? This is like here, if you ever break your door handle, here's a good way to learn how to do that. See that right there? That slides, watch, slides on over that like that, and then you lift the whole thing up and then slide it in and put it back into place. It works opposite when you want to take it off. So okay, we got that off. We let that dangle. But guess what we did? We made a space for us to work. Now we made a space to work. That's where you punch. You get your long, see how long this is? It's like maybe what, 2 inches? So I got enough room to get through to punch that one thing out. Then I get my drill with my long drill bit and go through and punch it out until it comes off. Until I drilled these out right here. And then guess what? Once they're gone, oh my God, the window comes off. You're done. You're almost done. Now, before you can take your window out, my advice is to take this out. There's like a rubber piece for rain and to clear pestering people away right here. It just slides off. Real easy. Once that slides off, take the window, tilt it, like watch the camera, tilt it sideways and pull it out. Gently, very gently. Be very gentle with that window. That window will break and then you're gonna have to go to the junkyard again and it's gonna suck. Okay, so we covered window, we covered the rivets on here, we covered the rivets on here. Good. Now let's go to this. You're like, okay, we covered that. Now can we take the regulator out? No, we can't. Regulator's still held in there by another thing, which is the motor has this, where is this at? Where's my, there's another thing right here. This here, held in by this. You'll see it in there. So this is the thing that holds the motor in, and it's these little holes had rivets. So right here, you can see, look, right here the holes. See where I can, my drill marks, how you can like, yeah, look at it, I scratched that paint up. Those are where the rivets were held to hold like this. See like that? It's held in like that. So like I said, punch, then drill. Why that happens when you get all that off, they're gonna fly off and there's the mess that it made. Then you're gonna be able to get the motor out. So the motor's gonna now go hang freely, which means now you can do this step. Disconnect, disconnect. Now that the motor is disconnected, then you can pull the regulator out and you can pull the motor with it. Now to test the motor to make sure that it works, because inside this motor is these little plastic balls, which they should have used metal for, but the great inventors of these cars, like the Blendor, they didn't do it. So, if you want to make sure that it works, okay, look at this. You can go ahead and do this. Now that you have the motor out, you're like, okay, gee whiz, what more is there? There is more. This connected on that, and you have to take these gold-looking screws out with a star tool. See the star? Take it out. Then that will remove it from the regulator and the motor. So now, let's see. Now I'm going to do it right now. Okay, so I've just freed. Hold on, I got to put this down. Don't get angry. Here we go. I freed. Now look at this. I can do this. It's kind of moving wiggly, 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 wiggly. Okay, so there's the regulator. Doesn't this one look okay? Not bound up. So there's your motor. Here's the motor. We're going to test it. We're going to test it for fun. We just did all this work. We want to make sure we're going to plug this in. Now, most of you are going to say, hey, don't work with the power on in the car. That's not good, which it's not. So we're going to test it. We're going to test it with the key in the ignition on accelerator. Get it in there. Accessory on. We're going to go to our button switch and we're going to watch. Up, am I on accessory? There, now we're on accessory. Whee! Oh God. Oh, okay. Jump into life. It's not making a noise. That means we're good. Okay? So then, we know that's safe. We're safe. Good to go. Now, we're going to disconnect it. Disconnect it. Sorry. Disconnect it. Done. Motor goes on that. Before you put the screws on, make sure that's back on, because that's the thing you're going to have to put the bolts in to make sure that holds back in. So you put the gold bolts over that, into these, into that. They all match up, all these holes. So when that's all back together, then you can take that whole motor in this, and that metal piece there, and put it in through the here. You're gonna put it in through this way. Kind of angle it in, position it in, work it up to fit into there. Then you put the bolts on there and let it hang down, and then get your bolts that you buy from wherever, bolt them in there, get some bolts for here, and then basically, wow, pretty much almost there. Then when you get that regulator in, so you have that in, you put the glass in. Don't put this rubber back in yet. Sink the glass in over the regulator. If you even have to, you can adjust it. You can pull the regulator down before the glass is in place, and then fit it in, put the glass in, and then connect the glass with that and with this. Then you get your bolt and your nut, put it on there, and the glass is in after that. And then before you put the bolt and the nut on, put the rubber back on so the glass doesn't just bang against this metal. All right, so hopefully that covers all that. That's about 11 minutes that I've talked fast, and I'm sorry that I didn't do it where I step by step did every last little thing, because it's just, it's me right now, and it's so hard to hold this and do that at the same time. But if you have questions, it's not you just let me know. So like I said, this goes on that. You match the holes. Take a look at this. Remember how you did that to match that into this, into that. Kind of self-explanatory there. Once that's all together, even if you make a mistake and it doesn't fit, you're going to learn. It's a learning process. So then that goes together, and then we sideways it in here. Take your top half, which is, what is it? The red on the top, up through here, into the bottom, and then you put your bolts in there, and then you screw you screw these. I think these are 1/2s. Screw that with that, and then you're done. And then presto, up and down motor. And then it's going to be opposite. Then you're going to put this back on your speaker, connect it, put this back, put the computer box back in there with the screws. Get your door panel, run these through first. Don't hook them up yet, just run them through. Don't hook them up yet until you get the door panel on first, because it's going to be tricky getting all these things lined up again, and then you don't want to forget it. And then after it's on, then you hook these up, then you hook these, and before you hook that up too, before the door panel's put on. This green thing is very important. Without that, you're going to have a lot of not functionality in the car. So there you go. There's where we have it. And don't forget to put this back on. Before you put that door panel back on, make sure you put this on right after you're done with your window. So that would be the very next thing, then your speaker, and then all these hookups, and run those through the door panel. So we're at 13 minutes right now. Hopefully this covers it. I did 2 videos, so hopefully we're looking at 20 minutes or more. Okay, well, lots of luck. I hope you guys accomplish what I've done, or do it faster and better. Hey, I'm proud of you. Okay, this is Frank Connors out.